Hi, I'm Jacqueline Prete, and here's our second video. And we were started with just a awakening of the feet, the beautiful toga, I call it, yoga for your toes, and some ball work for the feet. But now we're going to actually strengthen the feet and the arches and the lower leg. So just take a moment to center yourself. Take a nice deep breath in and long breath out. So this practice is going to show us some drills for balancing, especially if you have trouble balancing. This is a perfect video for you today. Take a couple more beautiful breaths in and out. Last one. Let's open with a single sound of Om this time. Bring your hands to prayer. Take a deep breath in. Om. And bowing your head to your heart. Releasing your hands, lift your head, open your eyes. So we opened the feet. Now we're going to strengthen around the lower leg and some of the core muscles as well. I'm going to start with another self-massage techniques. I'm going to use the block as if it's a foam roller, and this is how it goes. I put the calf muscle, the thick part of the calf muscle, on the back of this block. And this is a self-massage technique where you roll the calf this way and that way, like this. Roll the calf in and out, and I'm getting really lots of sensation here in the calf. And I'm going to point and flex the foot. So this is just like a nice self-massage to bring some blood and circulation to the lower calf. So we did the first little video was about the feet, and now we're working on the calf. And breathe. All of this strengthening our foundation. Deepen your breath. You can rock forward and back, and then you can move the block a little bit higher on the calf. Oh my gosh, there's another good area. You can feel these little speed bumps, like these stiff tissue. We call it ischemic tissue in massage. Point and flex the ankle. All these different movements. You can circle the ankle here and breathe and dig it in. Now, I would not go under the knee itself, but you can go a little higher, so like maybe a couple inches below the center of the knee, so you're not in there with the lymph nodes and where the blood vessels come in and out. But we're right in that thick part of the gastrocnemius. And if you dig in, you can get onto the soleus a little bit. Point and flex. If you go on the side here comes the peroneals, or what they call fibularis muscles these days. And then you go onto the inner calf. Wow, that's always so sensitive, right in there. And you can also move the block. You see how I'm on an angle here? I'm not on the flat surface. You're not going to feel anything, but you really get in that corner, on the back corner. Sometimes I use the front surface for another massage technique that I'll be working with these series of videos. And just release right in that upper part of the Achilles. Right as it starts to morph into your gastroc. Point, circle, and then release. And then just for fun, bring both feet next to each other and see how much more movement one ankle has than the other. This is an injured leg, so I'm getting much more movement than I normally do. I'm going to get the other side now. Let's go to your left side or your right side, whatever leg you didn't do. And we're going to dig around here. Whoa, I got a good spot right there. Ka-clunk. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Like, I'm going over a speed bump. Whoa, and that's my peroneal on that side. Big breath. This is the replaced hip. All my injuries. Deepen your breath. Digging around, trying to get the muscle tissue in the calf to open up. So when you think about it, if all the foot muscles, somebody explained this to me, it blew my mind. If all the foot muscles were in the foot itself, you couldn't lift it because it would be so heavy. So the foot muscles are located here in the calf and the ankle and the movement of the ankle and the toes. So most of what you find from the ankle down are like a lot of connective tissue. tendons and ligaments like that. There are muscles in the foot, but most of the foot muscles, the function of the foot muscles is really about the calf. So we open up the calf, our feet feel better. Life is good. I'm just going to spend another half minute here. Deepen your breath. Whoo, that's a good spot. All right. And then bring both feet in front of you and go ahead and point and flex. Very good. I'm going to come right into my downward dog and notice, I want you to notice for yourself, so those of you who've done downward dogs before, that maybe your heels are closer to the floor. Mine are. Boom, like that. Right? Normally they're not that low. Just lift in your heels and lower them and get your ankles and feet nice and warmed up. Spread the toes out. Inhale and exhale. Let's walk your feet forward and come into full forward bend here. And if your hands don't touch the floor when you're doing this, you're just going to come up, put your hands on your shins. Inhale, arch the back, exhale, round a couple of times. You can either do it here, those of us a little more flexible, hands on the floor. And if you need a block, use your block. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. One more time. Press down through your toes, through your heels. Good, hands on the hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Again, we're referring to our foundation, where we connect to the earth, what we really value in the world. So we're going to come back to that theme of the foundation. Also, we like to talk a lot about this idea of spanda, the relationship between drawing in energy and energy that draws out. So grab a hold of your block. You're going to place the block right here between your shins. Now spread those toes out and hold on to the block like it has meaningfulness. There's something really important in your life you want to hold on to. All right, now this drill, and it's a balanced drill, and it's also a strengthener for the feet. You can use your hands here. Now I'd like to come up and hold. I'm just noticed my first one I came down pretty quickly. And try pressing the toes down to hold at the top. Up and hold it. And down. So you see I'm trying to get to that nice apex of my lift. Working the gastrocs, soleus. The back of the calf getting strong. These muscles will help you strengthen your feet and your arches. Big breath in. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lower. Try to lower slowly too. Inhale, it's all slow-mo. Press into the toes, right? So working on our balance. And feel free to take the arms out here. This might be helpful because that'll help you with your balance, right? Nice and slow. Hold at the top and lower back down. And press the toes down. Woo! And down. Let's do 4 more. I'm introducing this. If you want to do these on your own, go ahead and do a good set of 20 of these. Whoops. 1 more. Up and hold and release. Now come right into a little chair pose. Squeeze the blocks. This activity of squeezing in, this is integrated energy, and that's what's called muscular energy. The muscles of the legs go up towards your pelvis, right? They draw up. They don't collapse down towards the knees. You're lifting up away from the joint. Then put your hand on your belly. I want you to activate the core muscle called the transversus abdominis, and we call it the TVA or the muscle. Say the sound, and this will automatically engage. And it wraps like a corset from the back to the front, holding on. It's the deepest layer. Now come all the way up to standing. Now take the block away. Now here's the next drill for your balance. I do this in my classes all the time. So we start with sort of like feet hip distance apart. So there's 2 parts to it. There's the squat, shift, knee lift, actually 3 parts, isn't it? Squat, you shift the weight and lift your knee at the same time. Yes? You see how I shifted the weight? I didn't collapse over here. I just shifted over that standing leg and then lift the knee. Ha! Muscle. And you're lifting the leg not with your back, with the front. So here we go. Down. Down. See if you can hold at the top. Down. Now if I don't shift the weight, look what happens. I fall, right? Down. down. There's 4 more. You can go a little wider. Page 2. Foundation. Muscle. Engage muscular energy. That's the second principle. From the limb into the core, which is near the navel. Last one. And release. We can do a number of those to really get your balance going. And you open the feet wider. It's always harder, right? To shift the weight and then lift the knee. Very good. All right. Next one I'd like to do is a nice little strengthener and opener for the hips and strengthener for the core. And it's called Malasana. It's the squat. Okay, so I'm going to show you different ways of doing this pose. Say you had a knee injury and you can't bend your knees very much. You'll put 2 blocks, one on top of each other. You can even go to 3. Your hands are in prayer, and here you are in the Malasana, or the garland pose, the squat. You're squeezing your legs in towards each other and zipping the belly in towards your spine, and you're going to hold for 5 breaths. Now here's another way of doing that. You guys hold if you're on the block, and that's a good one for you. Another way to do it is to put your heels on a folded blanket. Now this is good for those of us who have like a shortened Achilles. So I've got to bring this foot off because I have an injured knee here, and that feels better for me. So you can put your heels on top like that. And you could also do it without any props whatsoever. So I'm going to come back to my blocks. This is better for my knee. And here we are. We're holding the pose. And draw that core in and then relax. And let's do it again. Exhale. Foundations of who you are. And the spanda of drawing into your core and then reaching back out into the world. Relax. Let everything release. And then try it again. Exhale. Draw in what you need from the world, from the universe, from all 5 elements. Water, fire, air, space. And release. One more. Earth. Draw what the knee you need from the earth element. Very good. So we're strengthening these core muscles. Okay. So we did some work on the feet. We did some work on the hips. Now let's come on to the floor and we'll do a little more core weight strengthening, and then we're going to call it a day. So this is to strengthen that deep core muscle called the transversus abdominis. You're going to come on your back like so. Watch, you lift your hips up, take the block, place it under your pelvis. This is called supported bridge pose, okay? Then you take a couple of breaths here. All this strengthening of the lower body, preparing us before we do our standing poses. Nice breath here. Now, as you say the sound ha, watch what happens to my belly. Now I'm going to poke it. It's actually like taut, like a little drum, okay? Now you bring your knees up here, and these are called marches. This comes from PT exercises. Keep this nice and tight, and you're going to lower this foot slowly to the floor without touching the floor or barely touching the floor, and then come right back up. And you're breathing while you're doing this. Slowly coming down, holding on to your essential nature, what you value, and lower down. It's like finding the true, authentic place inside you and not wavering from it. You know, different things become in fashion in the world, different points of view, different teachers and teachings. You see how slow we're going? Now, if you want to make it a little harder, bring the foot further away. But your core, your essential self, it doesn't age. It doesn't change. It stays radiant. It stays full. That's who you are. We reach into that authentic core. And then from there, we can go out and relate to the world. That's that muscular organic energy. That's balanced action. Let's do a couple more of these. If you start to feel it in your back, bring the feet closer, or don't go all the way down to the floor. Go halfway, like that. And now let's bring both legs down. Tight, tight, tight. Slowly lower. Tummy, 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 tight. And then release. Amazing how effective these are. Really activating. There's more of these, but we're just going to keep, that will be our little presentation for core strengthening today. Here we go. Lift up. Take the block away. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a wonderful hug. Good for you. You did a little bit of yoga today. You're strengthening your core and your foundation. You worked on your balance. A little windshield wiper. Both knees to the right. See how wide my feet are? Both knees to the left. Well done. And then just let your knee, this is called constructive rest. I love this. You have a day where your back is a little bugging you. It's a little painful. You're going to put the block between your knees. Watch. Boom. So my feet are as wide as the mat. The knees are narrow and they're dropped into the block. I'm not squeezing the block. I'm letting go. And then you take your palms face up. You close your eyes and you come into that blissful place inside. That deep, relaxing place inside. So go ahead. Find your deeply restorative, constructive rest pose. And rest. See you next time.